الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا. قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا. قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد. فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in the Quran, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Do not spy on each other. وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا. And you should not backbite each other. You should not speak about each other behind each other's backs. أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَنْ يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. That would you like if you were to eat the meat of your dead brother? And so this is the example that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He gives in the Quran of the interactions between the believers and between the brothers and between the sisters in Islam. The first thing He says here within these two advices, he says, لا تجسسوا, do not spy. What does it mean, do not spy? What does it mean, do not spy? The Prophet ﷺ said, if there, in those days especially, they did not have the kinds of homes we have today. But he said that if you saw a hole in the wall and you saw someone's eye, then you have the permission to poke the person's eye. You should not spy on anyone. You should not try to find, what does that mean? You do not try to find the other person's faults. You should not try to find your brother's faults so that you can feel superior to them. And that's related to ghiba because these two are mentioned together. لا تجسسوا and لا يغتب بعضكم بعضا. Ghiba, or backbiting, is with spying. Both of those things, they are about the feeling of superiority, aren't they? When you spy on someone, you are trying to find their faults so you can feel that you are better, you are not doing those bad things what they are doing. And when you backbite someone, what are you doing? You're saying, look how terrible that person is, aren't we better than this person? Look at this what happened in their family, or this what happened in their home, or this what happened at their school, or at their work, or on the street. Both of these things are related to the feelings of superiority. And as Muslims, this is not a starting point for us. So Allah tells us, لا تجسسوا, do not spy on each other. It's not your job to find out what someone else is doing. It's not your job to go and correct everyone else. من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعني. The Prophet ﷺ said, the excellence of a person, of a man's Islam, تركه ما لا يعني, for him to abandon that which does not concern him. Once you abandon the things that do not concern you, you become focused on the things which concern you. And you realize that just like anyone else's position in paradise is not guaranteed, my own paradise is not guaranteed. No matter who I am, no matter what I do, my position is not guaranteed until I am there, until I step foot in. So do not spy on each other. Do not try to find the faults of your brother. Do not pursue the faults and flaws and weaknesses of your brother. And number two, do not talk about each other behind their back. And then the companions, they said, Ya Rasulullah, what if it is true? وَإِن كَانَ حَقًّا. What if what we are saying about our brother is true? And the Prophet ﷺ said, that is ghiba. If it's true, that is ghiba. If it is false, then it is worse than it is namima, which is false accusations and rumors, which is, subhanAllah, even worse than ghiba. The example that Allah gives is just the ghiba, which is something that is true. أَن تَذْكُرْ أَخَاكَ بِمَا يَكْرَهُ, that you were to mention something about your brother, that if he were to find it out, he would dislike it, and that is enough. Look at the beautiful language. Allah did not, the Prophet ﷺ did not talk about your intention or your not intention. Oh, I never wanted to upset you. I never intended to upset you. My fault, my accident. I didn't mean to hurt you. No, bima yakrah. It doesn't matter what you thought. What matters is, did he dislike it? If he disliked it, then that is ghiba. It doesn't matter what your intention was. It doesn't matter accident or purpose, right? I tell my kids, no accidents allowed. Right? You fill the cup to the water, the cup to the top, right? The little kids, they do that, and they spill it everywhere. They fill it half, no accidents allowed. For this situation, no accidents allowed. So in this ghiba, there's no accidents allowed. It's if the other person was upset, that is ghiba, khalas. Doesn't matter what your intention was. You will be held accountable for ghiba. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He helps us to abstain and to avoid ghiba and tajassus, spying. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He helps us to leave that which does not concern us for that which does concern us. and may our ultimate concern be our place with Allah and our place in the Akhirah and our place with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.